For more on what we can expect in the investigation, let's go to Gene Rossi. He's a former Assistant U.S. attorney, currently works as an attorney at Carlton Fields here in Washington, D.C. Gene, great to see you again.
Good evening.
Well, quite a bit of redacted information, but what's your view on what has been released so far? And what does the case against the former president look like now? How serious are the revelations?
Well, I'm not going to speculate on the weight of the evidence against Donald Trump because he has a presumption of innocence, and we're at a stage now where he hasn't even been charged. But I will say this, I don't want to focus on what is unredacted. I want to focus on what's redacted. And half of this affidavit is redacted, and that is a red flag and loud gong to me as a 30-year federal prosecutor that there's a lot of serious information that a judge, I want to repeat, a judge has agreed this should not be made public. And the amount of information that was redacted tells me that we have an extremely serious investigation. Because I've had redacted documents where you redact the social security number, address, the date of birth, the name. Okay, that's unremarkable. But there are pages of redaction, and that shows that the Department of Justice, when they presented this to the magistrate judge, a magistrate judge, that there were serious allegations. And the thing that really strikes me about all these information in the redacted portion and all the public filings is they're looking at obstruction. And when I was a prosecutor, the substantive crimes were important, of course, to investigate. But when I had probable cause that someone was obstructing in addition to violating the law, including allegedly the Espionage Act, which is used for traitors, and Robert Hansen and others, but there's obstruction. That takes it to another level. The last thing I want to say is this. Christopher Wray was appointed by Donald Trump, the President of the United States. Christopher Wray is a Republican. Christopher Wray approved this search warrant before it was submitted to DOJ.
Gene, does this release to the public help or hurt the DOJ's case? And is there a timeline that we're looking at here? What's likely happening behind the scenes right now?
Behind the scenes, I can get to that in a moment. Does it help or hurt the government's case? I don't think it makes one bit of difference. The government is going to go forward and follow the facts where they may lead. I'll repeat that. They will follow the facts where they may lead. And if allegations come up dry and they're not provable, they're not going to go forward. But if I had to engage in what I call tossiography, tea leaf reading, I think that Donald Trump is facing extremely serious charges. He will not be charged this year, if at all. But if there are charges to be brought, I would predict by May of next year, if there could be charges against President Trump, former President Trump, possibly.
So that being said, we have about 30 seconds left, but what kind of legal aspect would that have, depending on the timing, on his ability to run? If you could clear that up quickly, could he declare that he wants to run for president again and then this continues on, or what kind of impact does this case have on that?
Well, if Donald Trump is not charged at all, I think that does help him immensely because he is going to announce either this year or next year. And if he's not charged, that helps him immensely. It's just like he wasn't charged for all the other things we've been investigating for the last 5 years. If he is charged, he's the type of individual, he'll continue campaigning. Because if the American people are willing to elect a person who is under indictment or even has been convicted, I think it's up to the American people. I don't think the Constitution has a prohibition against an individual being president if they're under indictment or if they've been convicted. But there we are. It's Donald Trump world.